Maweji, and welcome at the couch, courtesy of the Nature Network. And welcome and thank you so much for subscribing on our YouTube channel, on our social media, our Instagram, our Twitter. So thank you so much for supporting our work. And welcome at the couch, courtesy of the Nature Network. And welcome and thank you so much for subscribing on our YouTube channel, on our social media, our Instagram, our Twitter. So thank you so much for supporting our work. And today I'm with the beautiful guests, and I would want them to introduce themselves, starting from the person on the far end. Kindly introduce yourself, your name, your pronouns, and how you're doing, and what is your expectation? Yeah, why are you in this place?
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Malcolm Charles Wanga from the organization called KENESWO, that is Kenya Network for LGBTIQ Refugee Sex Workers led organization. I do act as programs manager in that organization, and my expectations here, I do expect to talk about very many things concerning about transgenders, as well as women, plus the bisexuals, bisexual persons, as well as their rights. So those are some of my expectations. Thank you.
Thank you so Malcolm for setting the pace. I'll ask the next person, that is the beautiful.
Hi.
You need an introduction?
Yeah, hi, my siblings. Nice to see you again. This is your girl, Atwini Malia, and I'm here from Nature Network. Nice and loving day as you dive into today's nice show.
Oh, great. So there is none other than, the next person, the beautiful.
Hey, I'm Julie Collins Red. My diva name is Chimamanda Darling. Yeah, I lead an organization called Unbreakable Love. It's a trans-led organization, the sex work.
Oh, great. Thank you so much, Julie. You look fabulous.
Thank you.
So the next person, the handsome and one and only.
Of course. I'm Chazet Arnold. I work with KENESWO, Kenya Network of Sex Worker Lead Organization Refugees. I work as a national coordinator. Nice to meet you guys.
Thank you so much, Arnold, for coming on the show, and everyone who is here. Thank you so much for honoring the invite. And then on today's episode, we're going to be discussing diverse voices and celebrating gender equality and sexual diversity. And so everyone who is here is affiliated to an IT agency, refugee-led organization that is working so hard to ensure that LGBTQ persons do have the services that ensure that their rights are not violated. So thank you everyone for making sure you're on the front line to ensure that IT agency refugees have services and do have the best needs. And I don't know if we all know that March has the different days, like different special days in the IT agency community. That is International Women's Day. That is on regards to the trans folks. And then we also have the International Trans Day of Visibility, which is going to happen later on the 31st of March. So this actually drives me to our question: what does International Women's Day mean to all of us, everyone who is seated here? What does it mean to you? So we'll start with Julie. What does International Women's Day mean to you?
To me, the International Women's Day means a lot. It means the achievement as trans people to be included in the spectrum of the all gender as women, as feminists, as feminine women. So it has been a long journey to come to this particular time where we are.
Yes.
As we can say, we are proud trans women. It was so hard back then to say that you are a woman. Now we have at least a space where we can claim and celebrate ourselves as women and our achievements regardless.
So Arnold.
So to me, International Women's Day, it means to take honor the achievements of women globally and
Yeah.
to reflect
Yeah.
the ongoing fights for gender equality.
Yeah.
While the progress
Yeah.
is still going on,
Mm.
but the challenges still remain there, like to addressing the issues of marginalized women.
Yeah, mostly.
For
the
example, transgender women, sex workers,
Yeah.
lesbian women.
Yeah.
For them, they don't like women enough,
Oh, yeah,
like
sure,
others.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so, Arnold, for articulating that and also highlighting how transgender women or women that are not in the societal norming are not regarded or are excluded from this special day that is supposed to include every woman. So, Emilia, what does International Women's Day mean to you?
To me, when we talk about International Women's Day, I mostly focus on gender,
Yeah.
equality, and inclusivity.
Yeah.
So with that too, when we talk about gender, we think that there is a lot of change when it comes to gender, because before we used to have this patriarchal thing, whereby women are hidden behind the doors and shouldn't be in front, there is in the bucket.
Yeah.
So of late, because of the advocacy and
Yes.
because of this feminism movement, it has really brought women on the board, and as well as I may also tag into the transgender persons, trans women, because we also know that trans women are women and women's right are also transgender women's right.
Yeah.
So this has also enabled the community to know and dig deeper into what entails when we talk about gender,
Yeah.
when we talk about women, when we talk about transgender women, what are those sensitive issues that they really need to talk, and how should we respect transgender women? Being that the patriarchal thing really doing a lot,
Yeah.
so that we put away with the so-called norms of women should be doing ABCD. So such days like the Women's Day, it really brings women in front. It gives them space to talk and to really elaborate their issues clearly.
Yeah. Thank you so much for articulating that. I cannot say it better than how you put it. So, Malcolm, what does International Women's Day mean to you?
To me,
Yeah.
International Women's Day,
Yeah.
I can state it as a day to recognize and to recognize the achievements women have participated socially,
Yeah.
economically, politically,
Yeah.
and physically. So now, to me, I can also understand it as some of the things that women have done
Yes.
purposely in a society.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think when you get to say, I think socially, economically, something that actually did a question was around like growing up. I did see my mom, and my mom was someone who used to work so hard to ensure there was food, and like for this day, actually, it's recent that I found out like this day is not. I don't know, it's gazetted or like it's not celebrated. You understand? It's like not a public holiday, and this day should be public because women do a lot of work in this community and they are not recognized. We've had like movements where women were not recognized. Women were just used as someone else's property. But now we see women in government. We see Nancy Pelosi in the VP for Biden. So like there is a lot of change around how women have showed up. And so this one, how can we also ensure that voices of marginalized women, including women of colors, LGBTQI women and women with disabilities, are heard and represented in the fight for gender equality? And also don't forget transgender women. How do we ensure that their voices are heard, of these women that have not had the avenues to be able to speak for themselves or be excluded from spaces where people feel like this is for a certain kind of women? How do we make sure, as people who are working with these organizations that we work with, ensure that every woman, or everyone who identifies as a woman gets to have a seat at the table? Yeah. So Julie, I'm saying you're thinking about it.
I think it's about inclusivity most of the time, and if you're talking about trans women issues,
Yes.
you can't bring a gay person to talk about trans women issues.
Representation.
So representation, it matters, because a trans woman knows what they have gone through.
Yeah.
they know their story more better,
Yes.
and they know how to address their issues.
Yes. Yes.
So it is more better if we include more trans women and about trans issues,
Yes.
and about I could say
Yes.
I'm a black person. I
Yeah.
cannot speak on the spectrum of all the races, but
Yes.
as an African,
Yes.
we also need to, as Africans, we have been here as LGBT persons for the longest time. I think even in the beginning we've been here.
Even before colonization.
Before the colonization, we've been here. So
Yeah.
let us not think this is a
Something
Western
Vice.
culture or
Yeah.
something. This is who we are,
Yeah.
and we must have respect
Yeah.
to each other.
Yeah.
As you respect your mom, as you
Yeah.
respect your dad,
Mm.
respect also
Yeah.
that someone you don't agree with,
Yeah.
someone who's just there to live.
Yeah.
Like as me, as a trans person, like my fight is just to be who I am.
Yeah.
So you don't need to enter into my business
Yeah.
if I'm not into yours.
Yeah.
So you just have to respect each other.
Yeah.
That is the humanity we have to understand, and to live in harmony. Yeah, it's always about respect and dignity.
Okay. Thank you so much, Arnold. I feel like you're burning. You can't let it. Yeah. So let Arnold just give us your insights. Yeah.
So to me,
Yeah.
we can ensure the voices of marginalized women are heard.
Yeah.
Another thing, to amplify their stories,
advocating
for inclusive policies,
Yeah.
and promotion of diverse representation in leadership positions.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Does anyone has any to add on that? Yeah, Emalia.
Okay, these are
How do we ensure that women?
brilliant
all-
ideas that I really like them. So they talk about the inclusivity and they talk about the
Representation.
represented and employment. So when we look at I'll draw more line to the transgender women when we
Yeah.
talk about the women. Transgender women, they're also being pushed aside or being left
Yeah.
when it comes to representation.
Yeah.
And because I've seen it, it's really happened whereby in most NGO work, transgender women
Yeah.
are basically not like much included into the day-to-day running of the
They're not given
organization.
the top
They're not- yeah,
positions.
yeah, they're not given the top positions. And then when it comes also to relationships,
Yeah.
trans women are always like still not visible. They have no say. However much we try to be like, no, we're feminists and we're doing ABCD, but still, when it comes to the relationship, when it comes to family matters, transgender women are not. They cannot give them opportunities. and
Opportunities,
chances.
yeah.
So my thing is, how can we work this better?
Yeah.
They have talked about inclusivity. Yes, let's include all the trans women. Let's include all women of color. Let's include all the
Women with disability.
disability, and like all women, I think when it comes to this, because I think like I said, women's rights are transgender rights,
Yeah.
and women, transgender women are women, and the other thing we shouldn't forget, the world is female, and the future is female. So
Oh, yeah.
if
Preach
that is female, please
Yeah.
let's embrace the women. Let's give them opportunities. Let's give us chances of also with so much we have with so good
Talented.
upstairs. So give us those things and please we shall do them better. Actually, I have one thing that I always say: what a man can do, I can do better.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we need those
Yeah.
opportunities. We have voices. We're so good advocates. We're so good in whatsoever entrepreneurs. So please just make
Give us
use
the
of
best.
us. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Emalia. You said something about the woman's world, and I can't articulate in your words, but I just love how your last point
The
around
world is
what a
female.
man can do, you can do better as a woman. So, Malcolm, do you want to say something before we?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I will say I'll talk about sensitization. Yes, sensitization and also catering for individual differences. When I talk of sensitization, you know, out there.
Yeah.
Now we are here as a community, right?
Yes.
Now, people from outside there, for example, like health workers, like teachers, people who do have like businesses, they don't even know the meaning of the word transgender, right? So now they need to be sensitized that if at all they see someone like behaving like someone who is like who has dressed like a woman, you understand, yeah? You know, they have a tendency of like seeing someone like having beards, like having put on a wig, he starts like backbiting. You know, have you seen this one? You know, have you like backbiting? Do you understand? Yeah. So they need to be sensitized, just in case.
Who is a trans woman?
Who a trans woman is? Just in case if at all a person comes out, a trans person comes out, and like goes to seek for that job. You know, like he defines herself like I'm a trans, right? Someone doesn't get shocked, you understand? And I'll also talk about catering for individual difference. For example, there are people of different, I'll call it empowerment, you understand? Empowerments. People who are unable to like to read, to write, to walk, to do things, you understand? So they have that tendency of like discriminating them. They should now those people should be taught how to cater for individual difference. That if at all they see someone with such kind of an issue or physical issue, someone should not like get shocked and like starts discriminating. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Morgan.
So to add on that, there is also an important thing I realized that even in our health system, as that we don't have guidelines of how trans women should be catered for, what are the things that trans women need, what are the things that trans men need. So like when you go to the hospital, they will like they treat you as a man, but you must be treated as a woman, because when you're on hormones, and then trust me, everything you're going through, you are a woman. Trust me, like if you like they treat you as a man, that means that is wrong. You haven't got a proper medication. The medication that they are giving you is wrong. It's for someone who is male. And if it's a trans man, you don't have to treat them as women. These are men. So we need also the government to come out, or the Ministry of Health to come up with guidelines of how to cater for trans women.
Something that I'm actually getting is like we don't have services like health services that are tailored to trans folks, because most of the available medical services are usually for the cisgender or male presenting, you know, that kind of, you know, persons. And so actually we're running out of time, so I want to ask something before we get to leave. As we know that we are approaching that International Trans Day of Visibility, which is happening on the 31st of this month. So I want to ask, like, this is something that, you know, this is a very special day for the trans folks in our community, and I just want to know, because there are people who are watching, you know, this show for the first time, and they're seeing the beautiful Emalia, they're seeing Julie, but then they don't want to know, they don't know, or they have misconception and they have myth. So what are some of the misconceptions about transgender individuals, and how can we challenge and debug them? You understand? There is a lot of misconception and myth around who a trans person is. So how can we ensure we can help those people, we can break that cycle or challenge these people with this misconception about who of your identity, you know, as a trans folk? How can we also challenge them and also debunk these myths that are around, or misconception around transgender folks? Julia, I'll start with you, and make sure like we're keeping it in a very, we're running out of time, so keep it short but very nice.
So to me, it is about visibility, being there. We are here, and we are like we don't have any other planet to go. We have to share this planet together. So as trans individuals, visibility to me means being there as a trans person, and what I have understand, like we must document our stories so that people know, like we are here. I'm your sister, I'm your daughter, I'm a mother, I'm just everything you know, like as a woman here. So also respect respect and sorry, I'm forgetting the word.
Don't worry.
Respect, it means a lot,
Yeah.
because when we go to respect, as you respect women,
Yes.
we must respect trans women as well.
Yeah.
So like, don't ask me when I'm using a toilet, don't ask me where are you going. Like I know where I'm going, so
Yeah.
don't ask me where I'm going.
Yeah.
And like, what can I say more? Like we need also awareness,
Yeah.
more awareness about trans people.
Yeah.
More families do think, like I've heard a lot of people, these transphobic people, they call trans people sodomites, like
Yeah.
whatever, all those all bad names.
Yeah.
So
Derogative
which-
words.
yeah, so which are really bad, and we must tell people like, this is not true. What they are talking about, it's not true. Trans people are very good-hearted people. They are hardworking. Like if let me say this person is at a workspace,
Yeah.
they need to work like freely as in their body, women.
Yeah.
Okay, I think.
Thank you so much. So I'll pass it to another, then we go to Emalia and then Malcolm, and then we'll call it. We'll say our last remarks, and yeah.
To me, as you know me as sex work,
Yeah.
we can support transgenders'
Yes.
voices by listening their experiences, advocating for their rights, and creating inclusive spaces where they can feel affirmed and respected. Thank you.
Thank you so much for saying that. We need to give them spaces and also their lived experiences. So Emalia, you.
Okay, so this was like really insightful thoughts and lessons. So when we talk about transgender visibility and we look at the month of March, so first of all, the month of March, it's a forcefully month. So we have to take it forcefully, like it or not. That is March. So and the reason why I think this day was selected as March being the day of visibility, it's because we're talking about awareness about transgender people, and why we named it Take It Forcefully, because we want those people to take it forcefully, whether they like it or not. They should inhale the transgender women are there, and they should forcefully understand our issues. And if they really do understand all the myths and the misconceptions, they will all be like disappear in just a click, because they need to know this forcefully. Forcefully. So to all of you, this month of March, it's called Take It Forcefully. So people should take this forcefully and get to know that transgender women do exist. And when we talk about still the
myths and misconceptions,
we're looking at the other thing is people should know about SOGI. A lot of people do misinterpret what SOGI is, and a lot of people do refer transgender persons as they just look at their sexuality, not their identity.
Identity.
So we should make people understand between the sexuality and the identity. So in most cases, when we talk about a transgender person, we look at the identity, not the sexuality. The sexuality we don't know and we don't want to know, but we want the third gender to be recognized, to be accepted, and to be respected.
Thank you so much, Emalia. Malcolm, just use 1 minute.
Okay, thank you. I was about to air out 2 points, but I'll air one. Use I may say that we should use the correct names and the pronouns.
The pronouns.
For the transgenders. You know, you should mind about the comfortability of transgenders about the pronouns. For example, I cannot. I'm so sorry to use Maria as an example. I cannot meet Maria and like say, human, come here. It's her.
She identified by.
Yeah, she will be like feel uncomfortable to be called he. Yet she's her. You understand, right? So we should learn how to not to misgender them. You understand? And another point is challenge transphobia.
How do we challenge transphobia?
how can we challenge them? Please, whenever you see that space, whenever we see that space to talk about the transgenders rights, you understand? We should use that time. We should use that space, and we talk about the transgenders rights, you understand? And also feminism. To me, feminism, I do understand as feminism as like believe in equal rights, you understand? Especially for all and for the women, you understand? So we should use that time whenever we have a space, whenever we have a space, and we challenge the transphobia, the people who are against the trans persons, you understand? I think that one can work better.
Thank you, Malcolm. I cannot say it best than Malcolm. So everyone who is watching at home or who is going to be watching this video later, so this is the Nature Network and this is The Couch. My name is Sula Maweje, and I've been with the beautiful and handsome activists and so many other things that they get to do. But then as we are winding up, as we are saying goodbye to everyone who is watching, don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube. Don't forget to donate to our work. Don't forget to like us on our Twitter pages, our Instagram, and also this should be a question to everyone. Yes, what are you doing as a person out there, as a human, to make sure like everyone is included, or you're making an inclusive environment for everyone and a space that is very safe for all. As Emalia said, what a man can do, a woman can do what? Better. So everyone, thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.